Hey guys, Ian here from Mid-America Prep. Thanks for tuning in and watching. And you know, I wanted to start off 2016 on a positive note, both myself and the channel. And right now I'm having a hard time staying positive politically. I watched Barack Obama's anti-gun, pro-gun control speech earlier today, and I realized that we have a lot on our hands for coming up. Barack Obama has one more year in the Oval Office, which is enough time for him to do a lot of shitty things, which will be harmful to you and I. Today he stood up in front of a group of people on live TV and announced that he will be enacting executive action on gun control and against the Second Amendment. We have a big fight on our hands, people. A huge fight. We have two big fights this year, actually. Now, not just the presidential election fight, the candidates arguing back and forth, but we have one against Barack Obama. We had to stand up and push against him. We will not stand for this. We need to be calling our representatives, congressmen, and senators to let them know that we do not support this, and they best do something. You know, Barack Obama, he works off emotion. Fake or not, he works off emotion. Today he surrounded himself with the family members and the victims of gun violence. And during his speech, you could tell there was so much fakeness in the air. I could feel it here in Kansas, where Barack Obama would say something that wasn't even funny and everybody would laugh. He would say something that wasn't even sad and he would cry. He would say something and everybody would clap and everybody would stand up. Obviously it's scripted out. It's the emotion. He doesn't care about you and I. He cares about control. The big word in the quote of gun control is control. We keep on talking about gun violence and the victims of gun violence and how many people get murdered by gun violence every day. Or murdered by guns, sorry. But we completely skipped that other word. Violence. The word violence is the one we need to be paying attention to, not the guns. The means in which violence is partaken is not what we need to be going after. I could kill somebody with a rock. I could kill somebody with a gun, a knife, a car. I mean, I could find a million things in here, bash it over somebody's head, and they could be dead. I could harm somebody very, very easily with any tool. A kitchen knife. I mean, there's so many ways to kill a person or another individual at all. But we're going to focus on guns. No, it's control. And well, the White House has released a list of what they plan on doing to reduce gun violence, supposedly. Remember Obamacare, when they passed the bill that they had to pass to see what was in it? This is the same thing. They gave us a fact sheet that they publicly released. It says yesterday, or on the 4th. The speech was today. And it says, new executive actions to reduce gun violence and make our communities safer. We're doing this all in the name of safety. We're going to limit firearms to the law-abiding citizen in the name of safety, because if we limit it to the law-abiding citizens who are required to get background checks, no criminal will ever steal that firearm. No criminal will stab that individual with a knife, leave the scene of the crime, and then carry on another crime with that firearm. Nope. Common sense, people. It says there's several different ways here they're going to do this. They're going to keep guns out of the wrong hands through background checks. It says the BATF is making clear that it doesn't matter where you conduct your business, from a store, at gun shows, or over the internet. If you're in the business of selling firearms, you must get a license and conduct background checks. I'm sorry, that's not the way it works, bud. Private property I can sell to whoever the hell, wherever the hell, and however the hell I want to. The ATF is finalizing a rule to require background checks for people trying to buy some of the most dangerous weapons and other items through a trust, corporation, or other legal entity. The last I checked, if you're a felon, you can't be on an NFA trust. You know, the NFA is a National Firearms Act. Is the National Firearms Act. And to own a lot of the firearms and munitions, I guess you could say, on that list, you have to be on a trust. Or have a corporation. Be a dealer. I think it's Class 3 dealer, FFL, to have fully automatic weapons. On top of other things. I mean, there's a whole laundry list of legal ways to do it, and they're going to basically backskirt this. It says the Attorney General Loretta Lynch has sent a letter to the states highlighting the importance of receiving complete criminal history. The FBI is overhauling the background check system to make it more effective and efficient. The envisioned improvements include processing background checks 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and improving the notification of local authorities when certain prohibited persons unlawfully attempt to buy a gun. The FBI will hire more than 230 additional examiners and other staff to help process these background checks. So 230 extra people will be getting hired on. So that's probably going on to Obama's "We've made more jobs" speech. Let's see here. We're going to make our community safer from gun violence. The Attorney General convene a call with the U.S. attorneys around the country to direct federal prosecutors to continue focusing on smart and effective enforcement of our gun laws. The budget has now included funding for 200 new ATF agents and investigators to help enforce our gun laws. The ATF has established an Internet Investigation Center to track illegal online firearms trafficking and is dedicating $4 million to additional personnel to enhance the National and Integrated Ballistics Information Network. Selling a firearm online is not illegal, people. Now, if you buy it on GunBroker, you can buy it on GunBroker and they'll send it to your FFL where you fill out a form 4473 where they perform a NICS check and you go on with the gun. Now, if you fail that NICS check, that gun goes back to the individual who sold it, or who sent it and sold it. You can get your money back later on, but it has to go back through the process of sending it back to the original owner. The ATF is finalizing a rule to ensure that dealers who ship firearms notify law enforcement if their guns are lost or stolen in transit. If my firearm, which I sell, and I ship to Texas, to an FFL, it's not my responsibility, after it's out of my hands, to notify the law enforcement that gun is now lost. The law enforcement, the ATF. But if I don't know where that gun is lost at, I mean, if I knew it was lost, how's it my fault if it's been shipped? The next one is to increase mental health treatment and reporting to the background check system. This is a big violation of HIPAA, and HIPAA is what all healthcare workers live by, more or less. I cannot tell you the name, the diagnosis, or where a person lives who I see in the hospital. That is against HIPAA. I cannot talk about my patients unless I get consent from that individual to talk about them somewhere else. It's illegal and against the law, and I can go to prison for years. But old Barack Obama wants to make it legal for doctors to do so. Basically saying the administration is proposing a new $500 million investment to increase access to mental health care, which is great. We need more mental health in this country. It says the Social Security Administration has indicated that it will begin the rulemaking process to include information in the background check system about beneficiaries who are prohibited from possessing a firearm for mental health reasons. So, if you are going to seek mental health help, say you're a veteran who goes to a doctor because you have PTSD. You have now been receiving your Social Security because you have PTSD and you have a mental health issue. Barack Obama now wants to limit your access to firearms and self-defense tools. The Department of Health and Human Services is finalizing a rule to remove unnecessary legal barriers preventing states from reporting irrelevant information about people prohibited from possessing a gun for specific mental health reasons. Okay, mental health is a big problem in this country. There's a lack of it. But violating one's rights because they are going through problems is not the way to do it. It says, we're going to shape the future of gun safety technology. The President has directed the Departments of Defense, Justice, and Homeland Security to conduct or sponsor research into gun safety technology. The President has already directed the departments to review the availability of the smart gun technology on a regular basis and to explore potential ways to further its use and to development and more broadly improve gun safety. This afternoon, Barack Obama stood in front of a group of people on national TV and said that he wants smart guns. Since you can have a password on your phone or on your iPad or whatever it be, your electronic device, that same technology should be on your firearm. So because anybody can pull the trigger on this, he doesn't want that. He just wants your fingerprint, which would be in a national database, on that trigger, to be able to release it. That's exactly what he's saying. Guys, we have a huge fight on our plates here, and I hope you're still with me watching this, because this list here is extremely long, and I'm not going to read it all. I'll be posting it here and on my YouTube Facebook page at MidAmerica Prep on Facebook. I share a lot of good information there, and I really hope that you go and join me there. Like the page and follow. There's a lot of stuff that's going to be happening, and I share a lot of information on it. Now, I'm looking at a lot of this stuff, and I share a lot of the stuff that people don't notice. I share it on the page. And that's why I want you guys to be there. I don't care about the likes or whatever. I want you guys to see the information that I share. So, for lack of better terms tonight, I'm done. I'm cold. My hands aren't dead yet. It's chilly out here. It's like 20 degrees. And I will live to see another day, and so will you. But we still have a fight on our hands. Keep calm and carry on, guys. You guys be safe. See you later.